So as we've now seen in 8.2, the Tidestone of Golganneth was not just a plot device used for Legion. As we've seen, it has been used to open Azshara and further N'Zoth and Azshara's in-game by bringing us to the Naga capital. And because of its use in 8.2, it made me think. I did a think, and I came up with a question. What about the rest of the Pillars of Creation? What happened to them? Clearly, by what Azshara tells us,
they seek the Tidestone, but I will not leave it unguarded, as they so foolishly did.
Or what she says, she just went and took it. And because of this, I think there's two things you can take away from the use of the Tidestone in Rise of Azshara. One, the Pillars of Creation are not going to be abandoned. And two, if they're not going to be abandoned in the story, where does that leave the rest of the pillars? Today, I'm going to try and answer that question, but first, a refresher for those who don't know or might not remember. The Pillars of Creation were these divine tools that were gifted to the Titanic Keepers by the Titans themselves to shape a post-Black Empire world into Old Kalimdor. Each was named after a Titan and did a specific task. The Tidestone controls and shapes the seas, the Aegis of Aggramar can create impenetrable barriers and shields, the Eye of Aman'Thul can literally control time and space, the Hammer of Khaz'goroth can literally shape the earth and tear it apart, and the Tears of Elune embody what Azeroth could be. These things are powerful. Well, maybe not the Tears of Elune so much, but regardless, they are powerful. Because of their power, they can be targets for those who wish to further their own goals, Azshara, for example, and if what she says is true, we just kind of left them unattended in the Tomb of Sargeras, which is, by itself, very stupid. But it's not the first time we did that. It's the same thing we did to Xal'atath, the Shards of Frostmourne, Atish, if your headcanon is us getting it before Khadgar, and probably many more dangerous world-ending items or weapons I just can't think of right now. So, if Azshara was able to steal away the Tidestone, it brings us back to the question at hand. What about the others? The simplest answer, the answer that might be the most true and probably the best for everyone, at least for now, is that they're still untouched. I can't really see the idea that Azshara takes them all, or we would have probably seen them around Nazjatar, I would think, and I don't really buy the whole, well, the rest are gone too argument, because it just seems unlikely to me. Hopefully, after everything is resolved, we'll be able to see for ourselves, maybe place down the Tidestone in its usual spot, but now that I'm thinking about it, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were discussing the pillars, which is how I got on this topic, and we brought up the reason the pillars are in place. And that reason would be to keep the tomb sealed and allow no one else to use it as a gateway into our world or anything else. If one is gone, that seal is weakened, maybe even deactivated completely. If that's the case, the Tomb of Sargeras can be used to bring about another demonic invasion or an invasion of another interplanetary power. Do I think that would be the case though? Maybe. Maybe sometime in the future, but probably not now, and probably not in the distant, or the near future, I should say. I think it's much more concerning to have these titanic pillars unguarded and stolen away by future evils, but what do you think? Do you think the pillars are still in place within the Tomb of Sargeras? Do you think they're gone? Maybe you think they'll be used sometime in the near future, possibly to stop N'Zoth or heal the world as Magni first wanted. You can tell me your thoughts, as well as all questions, comments, and concerns regarding this video, WoW or its lore, in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.